In Matthew, the 13th chapter, verse 44 through 46, we have these two stories, the parable of the hidden treasure and the pearl, and they're really, in Hebrew thought, parallel texts. That is to say, they're two stories told in sequence, but they're really told to give you one understanding. I'm reading out of the NIV, and I'd like to read it to you. It says, "The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. And when a man found it, he hid it again, and then in his joy went and sold all he had and bought that field." Now, so that you wouldn't misunderstand what was meant, then he immediately tells another story. And he said, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. And when he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it." Now, the theme of almost all of our teaching, the thing that has prompted nearly everything that we're involved in, is the understanding of the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. They're one and the same. The kingdom of God and the kingdom of heaven here on earth today. We've shared with you in other places and other materials that we've published that the word kingdom in the New Testament is basileia. The word is translated malkut in the Hebrew in the Old Testament, but the concepts are the same. It means the right of God's rule on earth. We're not talking about the church. We're not talking about the king himself. We're not talking about heaven in the future. We're talking about God's sovereign right to rule on earth. And so when Jesus has the image, when he's communicating, what the listeners were hearing was the kingdom of heaven, that is to say, the right of God's rule is like a treasure found in a field, a pearl of great price. And this treasure found in the field was so valued by the first person that found it that they hid it back in the field and then went and liquidated all their assets and came back and bought the field so that they could have the treasure. Understand? Bought the whole field so that they could have the treasure. You see, the way I understand it is Adam was given a commission, a responsibility, and basically he blew it. And as a result of that, Jesus Christ was sent by the Father to correct Adam's mistake. Adam, the first representative man, made the mistake of sinning, and Jesus, the second representative man, came and rectified it by living a righteous life. As a result of Adam's sin and fall, the enemy gained access to the people of the world. And as a result of that, death. As by the sin of one man, sin entered the world, and as a result of that, death. And so, Jesus Christ came and lived as a man a perfect life, and in his righteousness reestablished the right of God's kingdom on earth today. And so what Adam couldn't change and the law couldn't alter, Jesus altered by living a perfect and righteous life, and came and made the circumstance all new again. And from that point on, we have a potential. Having been born in the first Adam, we have an opportunity to be twice born in the second Adam. We're born in the inheritance of the first Adam, but we have an opportunity in this lifetime to be twice born and receive the inheritance of the second Adam. Or the last Adam is the appropriate biblical term. So Jesus Christ came and paid for the sin of the whole world so that he could have those that whosoever willed would come to him. The elect. But in order to get the elect, he bought the sin of everyone that had ever lived all time. He was exactly like the man that bought the field. He bought the field to get the treasure. Jesus paid for all sin, for all time, for all people, so that he could get your sin for this time. You're the treasure. You're the treasure. You're His treasure. You're His pleasure. It's you He's after. He paid it all to have a relationship with you.